All right. What's going on, boys? How you doing? Gravinder, Optimus, Yush, Christian, Ginger, how you guys doing? Let's get right into a pretty wild day in the afternoon. Pretty boring in the morning, and at close there, we caught a couple IWM trades, caught a couple other trades. Overall on the daily, on SPY, this is what I'm watching right here, little wedge pattern forming. Looks like we put in a low Monday for Valentine's Day. Gap up yesterday, we held the gap up today. Very nice. So far, so good. What's up, Hamza? And let's see if we can continue grinding back towards this top level here. This top resistance is going to be tough. As you guys can see, we've touched it 4 times now. If we get through that resistance, I see us going to 460. If we reject it, we can come back and test these lows absolutely from February 14th. What's up, Andrew? What's up, Carlos? G Money, how you guys doing? Yeah, congrats, Mamba. You had a great day. Other than that, this is the daily pattern on SPY. You need to draw these lines out and just keep watching them. I gave you a couple levels today. SPX 4430 was my absolute stop. If we broke below 4430, this pattern would have been broken and we would have came and filled this gap all the way to 441 on SPY. So that's where my level was on SPX. And if you guys look at SPX, the absolute low of today was 4430 right here. Almost three times we tested it, and then finally we got the FOMC reaction, and finally we got that rip. I wanted to see 4,500 to get really bullish for tomorrow. What's up, Ricky? We did not get the 4,500 at the end of the day, but we kind of held up well. Like, we didn't just roll over after the FOMC. I told you guys exact levels. I know most of you guys took advantage of them. I hit IWM calls myself a couple times, at least 3 times today. And other than that, I'll have new levels for you tomorrow, and I'll let you know what to watch for on support. IWM, good trades overall. I had these 3 levels drawn out for IWM as I sent that picture. 207 was the call wall, 205 is the volatility trigger, and 190, so put wall is way down here at 190. What about the remaining gap? Carlos, it depends on tomorrow. If we show strength tomorrow, we can absolutely go right back up and test this resistance here above 458-ish, and then if we break that resistance, it's 460. But tomorrow, if we have weakness, we're gonna come down and fill this gap to 441.60. So if tomorrow we have weakness, I see SPY going to 441.60. If we just rip out of the gate and we hold this gap, we'll probably continue higher. Let's see. I want to see the sentiment online today. I want to see how many people are bearish on Twitter. Yesterday was so obvious to me. QQQ, I only have 3 levels for you guys today. What is going on? Right here. So 3 levels on QQQ for me is 350 is the put wall, 355 is the vol trigger, and 361 is the call wall. So still closer to the vol trigger than the IWM now, as QQQ closed above it, so that's bullish. We have room up to 361 on Qs now. XLF was strong this morning, super rip, and then just continued the chop with the rest of the market. IWM, we want to see it get above 207. 207 could not be broken today. I was right in my puts at the end of the day there, but this one little candle shook me out. I don't like when I'm in a trade and I have a level, I don't like when the candle closes above it. Sometimes I probably should wait another candle, or I probably, if I had my other 10-minute chart open, which I usually have open, I would have never gotten shaken out of those 205 puts at the end of the day there. Why? Because this candle closed at 206.96, which is 4 cents below the call wall. Then you proceed to see a little dump here, little bounce, little chop, and then end of the day, we close near high of the day. So it does look overall bullish. Let's see if the call wall moves up tomorrow. I'll let you guys know. SPX, these levels will be changed tomorrow, I believe, unless I see something overnight that makes me not change them. 4430 is the low. Unless we're weak tomorrow, I don't think 4430 breaks. I'll give you the new levels later. VIX fell off a cliff after Fed, but overall bigger picture, you look at weekly, you look at daily, it still looks like it continues higher. We got higher lows on the weekly here, higher highs, and this is setting up right now for an explosion on the VIX, in my opinion. So like I told you guys, usually VIX doesn't play these kinds of patterns. Like, they don't put in higher lows, higher highs. They just have a big panic sell-off, and then they come right back down, right? Big pop and big come down. What's happening this time is it's slowly increasing in volatility, which is kind of scary. Obviously, there's a lot of stuff going on with the Fed, with the war, everything. So it's kind of understandable. But what we need to see on VIX is we need to come and take out these lows from last week, which was 1993. I think if we get below close on the weekly below 20, we can really start ripping up in the market. As long as we stay over 20, we have to stay cautious in this market, guys. Swing trades are going to be tough and very few and far between. So Tesla we have here, had some ranges drawn there, but the weakness right off the open, Tesla definitely looked like the weakest stock this morning. Took out the lows of the day when a lot of stocks did not take out their lows of the day. Then we ripped it right after FOMC. It ripped the hardest as well. So we closed near high of the day. That's bullish on Tesla. But overall, if you zoom out on the daily, it didn't really change too much. Like, we're just stuck in this big range here, guys. What you can do here on Tesla is just draw these little lines here. You can just draw them wherever the most candles touch. Around 933.50. Over 933.50, expect an absolute ripper on Tesla. Under 872, we probably dump. So just remember those two lines. There's not really too much on the daily to talk about. It's just been chop up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down until we break this range with some volume, either to the upside or the downside. We probably won't get a nice big move on Tesla. If the market continues weak, I do see the 200-day, which is 827. I wrote it yesterday. I don't know where it went, but 827 is probably coming on Tesla unless the market just absolutely rips and holds that gap. 827, look for that on Tesla. We should get a sizable bounce there like we did last time. So you guys see here, we went underneath the 200-day. They recovered it that same day, and then the next day we were up 90 points. So just keep that in mind. 200-day touch is where the algos kick in. This day we dumped underneath the 200-day and we were up. We closed up 17. The next day we closed up another 90 points. So if we get to 827 by any chance on Tesla, I'll probably look for calls quickly. Even though they might go down, it usually dips under the 200-day and then recovers it. Let's see what happens. Depends on the market that day as well. Amazon definitely one of the stronger names today. It made a high of the day while all the other names were kind of flat or dumping. So watch Amazon here. It has strength. I know the earnings were bad. Everything, fundamentals are whatever. But overall, the only thing that matters is price action, guys. If it's going up, it means it's going up for a reason, right? So Amazon here, we got some ranges. We must hold these two levels, 30.55 and 3,000, obviously psychological. To the upside, it can go to 32.62 and then 33.93. So just remember those levels on Amazon. As long as we're in between, it's just chop. We can trade it intraday. Right now, it looks better than a lot of names just because it's above the 8-day and the 21-day here. So Amazon definitely does show relative strength today. If the market rips tomorrow, look for a big move on Amazon. If the market's weak tomorrow, look for a big dip on Amazon as well. AMD, one of the weaker names today. I don't know why. I mean, Nvidia usually runs up into earnings. Yesterday, we had a massive run up on the chips, so maybe it's just cooling off. But for right now, AMD is holding my little 117.30 level. We closed above it again today, so if Nvidia earnings are good tonight, we can probably see a nice move up on AMD here as well. They had amazing earnings. They're putting in a higher low. Remember how I teach you guys, always in a downtrend, wait for the low to be put in and then wait for a higher low to be put in. It's clear on the daily here. So we have this. I know you guys are probably sick of hearing this, but we have a lot of new people in here. We have this as a low. Then we put in a lower high. Then we put a higher low. And now what we need to do is go and take out this 133 level. Over 133, this daily uptrend continues and the bulls are in full control. If we lose this low of 111.81, under 111.81, this whole pattern is negated and look for a next leg down. 111.81, key number on AMD. Other than that, I mean, we need to get through yesterday's high. First of all, is through 122 would make us very bullish, or 122 would make us bullish. Over 133 would make me very bullish on AMD. Nvidia looks like it's moving a bit after hours. Everyone in the group was bearish, so obviously I told you it's going to go up. In my opinion, obviously it's just 15 minutes after close or 12 minutes after close. We don't know where it's going to open tomorrow. Right now the action looks good. It's up about 1 something percent. I don't even know if the earnings are out or not, but it's moving nicely. Let's see where we open up tomorrow in Nvidia. That'll dictate where we're going to go. Nvidia is the leader in chips, so wherever this one goes, you can expect the same type of move from AMD, from LRCX, from TSM, from ASML. All the chip companies should follow this one, Marvell as well. So just watch Nvidia earnings. If we're green in the morning, all chips are in play tomorrow. That'll probably be what I'm focused on. Whether Nvidia gaps green or gaps red, tomorrow chips are going to be the play. TTD, they had good earnings, guys. Their earnings were very good, as a matter of fact. They crushed EPS, they crushed revenues. They raised guidance, which is the most important thing. The only thing that I could even think of that hurt them during earnings was they only grew 24% year over year. You usually want something more from a young company like TTD. But in the overall picture, they killed everything else. We had a big dip this morning. Why? Because Google announced that they were doing some ad stuff. They're removing some ad from the Android ad features. So that's why TTD, Snapchat, Twitter, Facebook, they're all red this morning. But they recovered very nicely, and we actually closed green on the day on TTD with a hammer candle, which means people bought the dip there. Bought the dip, closed above the moving average, and now 50-day moving average is at $80.81. We closed 11 cents over the 50-day moving average. If this one gets more volume tomorrow, watch for a push on TTD up to the 90 level. I will be watching this one closely. I do have a little position on it. Didn't call it out because it was a little bit of a gamble and risky. But as you look here, Snapchat, same story. Big dump off all day. Then we recovered pretty nicely. Didn't quite get to yesterday's high like TTD, but still recovered well off the lows. We got Twitter, big dump pre-market, recovered a little bit. Again, not over yesterday's lows. Facebook, exact same story. So those ad policies that Google's doing is specifically is going to hurt these social media companies. Keep an eye on them. Even Pins is the same story. Just crushed pre-market and then recovered it all and closed green, I believe. Yep. We need Pins over $26. $26 close is a must for Pins for before more upside. Other than that, I mean, I hope you guys had a great day. We called out every single play. FOMC was so obvious. It was a great play. CRM is the same story as always. When does this one move? I have no idea. I wish the market sentiment was a little bit better. I would be loaded in CRM calls right now for earnings. But what I'm seeing right now is RSI is slowly making higher lows while price action is making lower lows. So what that means is the momentum is to the upside, even though the price action is to the downside. So this is going to reverse soon, in my opinion, maybe a run up into earnings. But once the market shows me some kind of strength, I'll be very interested to get back into CRM here. I think the company is going to smash. I think it's a great company. It's a good company, good CEO. I think they'll have good guidance, everything. So I'm just waiting for an opportunity where the market tells me it's safe to take swing trades again, which might come sooner than you guys think. This OPEX, after OPEX, we'll probably know the real move of the market. And I will call out my positions as always. Thank you guys for attending. I'll see you tomorrow.